Hello, and welcome to the Self-Care with Herbs segment of the Elder Tree podcast. I'm your host, Jess Bosker, naturopath, herbalist, and medicine maker. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the Banjalang people, the traditional custodians of the land on which I live, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Now, come along and join me each month for beautiful conversations with guests from across the country, exploring ways we can weave plant medicine into our days to enrich our experience of self-care, sharing routines, rituals, and recipes for elevating mind, body, and spirit. Sasha London-Welker is a farmer and the owner of Green Goddess Farm, north of Kyogle in northern New South Wales. She's been growing certified organic fruit, vegetables, flowers and herbs for the last 15 years and is passionate about growing food for her community while honouring the soil, insects, birds and the wild plants who share the land she farms. I first met Sasha at Lismore Organic Farmers market, where her store was always overflowing with the most vibrant produce. Recently, Sasha has begun to deep dive into all aspects of medicinal herbs, starting from the growing process all the way to making high-quality herbal medicine. We begin this episode with a special memory from Sasha's childhood that really sparked her love of herbs. She paints a beautiful picture of collecting nettle in the spring with her family in the mountains of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Sasha remembers delicious nettle soup and drying nettle for tea throughout the year, and surprisingly very few stings. Apparently Aussie Nettle is much fiercer in the sting department. While in the beginning Sasha was farming organic veggies, herbs crept in as cut flowers, and then more intentionally as she used them to support her own health. Calendula was an early ally for her beautiful skin healing properties. Sasha shares a special experience with nettle on her land, where she sat in communication with the herb and was then inspired to pivot and really lean into medicinal herb growing and herbal medicine making. During our chat, she shares her experiences of growing and making medicine from so many special herbs, including milky oats, echinacea, chamomile, and Californian poppy. This is such a juicy episode. Sasha's passion for organic growing and her love of herbal medicine is infectious and inspiring. Hi, Sasha, and welcome to the Self-Care with Herbs segment of the Elder Tree podcast. I'm really happy to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's such a wild and woolly day here. We were just talking about that before we hit record. So I'm hoping that both of our internets hold out for this conversation. We know it can be a little bit sketchy when the wind's wild.
It is wild here. There's no doubt about it. It's very scary and windy. It's nice to be inside, doing something inside today, not working outside in the wind.
It is. I thought just to help orientate our listeners, it would be really lovely to hear from you where in the world you are.
Where in the world I am? Well, I am in the Northern Rivers of New South Wales, just outside of Kyogle, on a little farm that I've been farming for the last 16 years. And that's where I am, right on a little river flat. Doing my thing out here.
Beautiful. For those that don't know, Kyogle's a little bit inland, so not a coastal spot. Got some beautiful rolling hills around you.
Yeah, right near the border ranges, sort of right on the border between.
Yes, and gets quite cool at this time of year.
Yeah, it does actually. It's one of the best parts about being out here is we get such a range of seasons. We actually get a winter.
Yes.
Which is so fun. I love it.
Yeah, we get a little bit buffered here on the coast.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear, Sasha, so you've been farming that beautiful pocket of land for 16 years. I'd love to hear how the farming journey began for you and how it's evolved.
Well, I guess the farming aspect of it only really began once I came here onto this bit of land. However, I guess like most children, I definitely had a propensity for nature. I mean, I have such fond memories of the apricot tree in my backyard. You know, that she was like a friend to me. I would climb her constantly, and I still dream about that tree now. And I think that had such a huge impact on me. And my mom had a really beautiful herb garden just in suburbia, and my dad always grew vegetables. And I think I even remember some of the herbs that spoke to me as a child, like just the lemon balm. Actually, there was this beautiful lemon balm that I would just pet and smell the lemon and just feel like it was magic to me. You know, nature was so magic to me. And every year in spring, my family and I would go up to the mountains and wildcraft nettle. It was like a tradition every spring when the nettle would burst up out of the snow. And it was just this like delightful tradition. We would just fill bags and bags with wild nettle, and then my mom would just steam, huge pots of it for dinner, like for weeks on end. And so I think and that was really magical to me as a child, like going up there and, up into the mountains, and I loved it.
Where was it that you grew up, Sasha?
I grew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico, so I'm from America originally, and it's quite a nice area. It's got like some very high altitude, lots of mountains, and so I guess that I've always had nature in my life in some way. But once I got here, we bought this property, and there was so much space to explore, where my limits were. And so it was no longer like one lemon balm plant. It was like, oh my gosh, I could put, a whole row in, or there's just endless space here for me to just, go for it. And really quickly I discovered that I really liked it. And I really liked, that commercial aspect of farming, that it was really rewarding for me to do that, and also engaging with the community. We started out doing farmers markets, so I really enjoyed that for a long time, learning about my community through selling food, and that was really rewarding. So that's how it all, I guess, if that...
Take us back to the nettle harvest, and how did that tradition begin? Was that something that your parents had done as kids, or something that your family started as a tradition?
I think it was just something that my family started. My mom absolutely loves nettle, and I think it's such a nourishing food for women that we just gravitate to it anyway if we can. And I think she always loved nettle, and so she just passed that love on to me, and we just did it every year. As long as it wasn't too dry, we would just do it every year. And it's really
donned the gloves and hit the fields as a family.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh my God, that was nothing compared to Australian nettle. The sting here is next level, of course, because everything is here. But
wow.
Oh, yeah.
So interesting. So it's much milder, the nettle that you would harvest as a child.
Yeah, you can almost do it without gloves on, really, if you know what you're doing.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. And so lots of nettle in foods and meals after the harvest. Did you used to have heaps of dried nettle as well?
I don't recall that part so much. I think we just went to town while we could. We just ate it or had tea. And I don't recall my mom drying it, but she may have. I don't know.
And Mama's herb garden, was that a mix of medicinal and food herbs?
Yeah, definitely. Mostly medicinal. Mostly she was into ornamentals. But yeah, there was rose, and there was the lemon balm, and she'll probably kill me, but yeah, there was tons of stuff, but I can't quite. Those are the ones that I remember the most.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And is your memory of those mostly using them for teas?
Yeah. I used to, make little fairy teas in my cubby house or whatever. And
Beautiful.
definitely just teas. But she was into everything like that. I mean, she always treated me with herbal medicine or homeopathics. She was both of my parents were really into all that. So I'm not a stranger to it or anything like that.
And when you came to Australia, your partner Reese and you've both have that beautiful farm. Before you had the farm, were you growing herbs or food in a smaller patch?
No, because, yes and no. I mean, I was traveling around, so I was sort of like in Europe and in Central America. I was just, doing the young person, like travel around sort of thing. But I did live in Ireland for a year, and I did end up growing a bunch of things out on the front deck or something like that. But it wasn't much,
Still having little patches of green. Beautiful.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And so the farm, had either of you had any experience farming prior to this property?
Not really. Reese grew up just outside of Lismore on a cattle farm, but as far as commercial farming of vegetables, no, neither of us had any idea what we were doing.
And so what triggered that leap? That's a big leap.
Yeah, it's so weird. There wasn't one specific thing. I think it was just that the opening was there here. It was just this really fertile river flat that just begs to be farmed. I can't explain it any other way. And it was just something that we started out doing. It's so easy to put in like 100 zucchinis because there's so much space. And I think, we wanted to feed ourselves to start with. And then it was like, well, maybe we can put in a few extra and then see how we go, maybe do a market or something. And I think the first market I did, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely hooked. Like I went straight back home and started seeding, I could just see that there was so much potential there. At the time, there was no one. I mean, there was no one in Kyogle anyway. There was a lot of good stuff happening close to the coast, but yeah, out here, there was no market gardens really. On our scale, there wasn't much.
And so was it a gradual expansion, or once you hit the farmers market, did you think, right, okay, we're going to go big with this and feed beyond ourselves?
I would have if we had the resources to do it. I would have, but it took us a while to build up. And yeah, we had no infrastructure. We didn't have a shed. We didn't have a greenhouse. We didn't have irrigation. No delivery truck. Nothing. So it took a really long time to scale up for sure. But yeah.
And did you have to put a lot of work into the land before you were able to start growing?
The fertility, you mean?
Yeah.
The fertility side of things?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Because it's a creek flat. It was really fertile. And the main thing was just maintaining that fertility with cover cropping and making sure that we're not losing too much soil because we do flood. So that part's a bit of a balance, which I've definitely got a grasp on now. But
and what was the land use before you took over the space?
It was just cattle.
Yeah, interesting. So was there lots of weeds to
tree
clear
on the place? It was just grass, probably, just no weeds or anything like that. But yeah, just grass. The main thing was that there were no trees and no shade. It was no diversity. It was just grass. So that was.
And was your intention from the outset to always be organic?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it never even occurred to me not to be organic, but we became certified organic because it opened up a lot more avenues for us to sell our produce, basically.
I first met you and Reese at the Lismore Organic Farmers Market, which was this beautiful, vibrant space, and sampled your beautiful veggies. Did you always, from the outset, have medicinal herbs sprinkled throughout the veggie patch?
I think, I mean, I was always into nettle, of course, and I was always into calendula and maybe a few other little things, but not at the level that I'm at now. I was definitely interested in it, but definitely not at the level. But yeah, I always did a few little things. And, I mean, things like thyme and rosemary, and I mean, they're so medicinal anyway. So I was definitely growing stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I know your beautiful calendula serum. Do you want to talk us through how you kind of came to work with calendula?
Yeah. So I guess what happened was that I was in my early 20s. So I should say that I came to this farm when I was 19. So, it was, I got started early. Anyway, I think I was in my early 20s and I was having some hormonal stuff go on, and which I didn't really know about at the time. I didn't really understand hormones the way I do now. But my skin started getting really bad, and I was like, I eat so well. I'm outside all the time. Like, what is going on? And so I just stopped using everything. And I started growing calendula, and I found this really beautiful biodynamic macadamia oil. And I started making my own skincare just for myself, because I was just like, what is going on with my skin? I'm not going to put anything on it that I don't know, because it just feels, And so, I started making my own skincare, which was just worked right away. And was so, I just love it. I love it so much. It was so beautiful. It smells so good. It's so clean. It's so absorbent and also, moisturizing and healing because of that calendula, which is just so magic. It really is magic for the skin. And then everyone, I would give it to my friends, and everyone would just be like, you have to sell this. This is so good. And I'd be like, really? It is really good, isn't it? Like, I think it's really good. And so I did. I started making it, and it's still the best product. Like, I just do a beauty butter, and I also do a serum. And they're just great. They're awesome. I haven't changed the recipes since then, and it's just awesome.
And calendula grows so well.
That's all I use now.
Yeah.
It does. And it's so giving. It's something that everyone can grow. It's so cool. It's just so easy. It doesn't require any bells and whistles. And, within 3 months, you've got something. It doesn't take very long.
Do you find it's beneficial for your veggie growing too?
Yeah, definitely. The bees absolutely love it. It's covered in bees. I always feel bad when I'm harvesting it, because I'm always pushing away bees, and I end up leaving so many.
I'm the same. Okay, I'll leave that one for you. All right, you have that one as well, and that one. Yeah.
So definitely.
And what about the nettle? Was that for personal use, or are you making medicine with the nettle too?
Yeah, I am making medicine now. I hadn't in the past. It was just personal use. But now
And originally were you using that like mama, like doing the harvest and using it in foods and things like that? Yeah.
Yeah. I would love it, because it's, every spring, or it kind of starts out here just as the weather cools. So it's like fall all the way through winter until spring. And I just go for it. So,
and so the expansion of more medicinal herbs coming into the patch, how's that unfolded?
Well, it's really unfolded because of nettle, actually. I guess a couple of years ago, it was about this time of year when nettle really starts to get growing, and I was out in the field just working, weeding or transplanting or doing something, and this voice just kept saying, come and harvest me, come and harvest me, come over into the wild. Because we've got all our veggies on the flat, and then there's a bit of a buffer in between the veggies and the creek. And that's all just like, you know, trees and wild grass. And, you know, then I just kept hearing this voice being like, just come over, come out of the rows and come into the wild. And for days and days. And every day I would hear it and I'd be like, oh, I should go and harvest some of that nettle. That would be so yummy for lunch or dinner or whatever. And then I'd be like, oh, I'll just grab the kale. Like, it's too busy. I'm too busy. And then after about 3 days, I was working and it was just like, that's it. Go over right now and harvest some nettle. And it was so loud. I couldn't ignore it. And yeah, while I was harvesting the nettle, I just started getting this message from her that she really wanted me to start working with her and working with other herbs.
Wow.
And it was very clear that it was time to pivot a little bit. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been pivoting. I'm still working with vegetables because I love that as well. But I've definitely been learning a lot about herbs and working with them a lot more and intentionally like actually growing herbs as well for medicine. And it's been a real journey and really fun and really rewarding.
That's a beautiful story.
I think it goes on for a long time.
Yeah. That's a really special story, Sasha.
It was quite incredible, actually. I'm downplaying it a little bit, but for people that might think it's weird, but it was very clear that she had a voice and that she wanted me to do something. And I felt like it was clear enough that, you know, it was time to start actually, instead of just sort of using herbs, to try and have a relationship with them. That was what it was starting to seem like, that you can learn quite a lot from them by actually having a relationship with them and listening to what they have to say as well. So it's been really, really beautiful, actually.
Yeah. And how did that relationship with nettle start to deepen after that communication?
I think after I started using nettle more and more intentionally, and like, say I would drink the tea, I would sort of just sit with that and be like, okay, so what is it that you want me to know? And what, you know, kind of just walk around with that openness of like, there's information out there that could come through if I'm open to it. And, you know, what would you like me to know about you know, nettle? Like, what is it that you have to offer? And so drinking the tea and then being like open to that, and then feeling the effects in my body and learning about an herb that way. So rather than, you know, which I also do, like look up how, you know, the properties of an herb, or even I'm doing a course on herbs right now, which is really cool. And I'm getting so much out of it, but also just being able to listen to the effects that the herbs actually have on my own body.
Yes.
And learn from it that way, or learn from the message that they have to share with us, and
very
learn
powerful
that way. Yeah, it is. It's really fun.
And so tell us which herb came through next.
Let's see. Well, it was a while ago now, so I think a lot of them started coming through really fast. Once I sort of opened the doors, a lot of stuff. It was actually really weird. It was like I just started looking around with totally new eyes, and all around me, all of a sudden, it was like, oh wow, there's all this, like there's this here, and then there's this here, and I'm pretty sure that's medicinal, and has that always been here? And it was just like, oh my God, all of a sudden there was so much all around me that I hadn't seen before. So I think it happened pretty fast after that.
And were the herbs that were coming through ones that you felt would be that you needed to work with yourself?
I guess they're all, yeah, I think that a lot of the ones, I'm trying to think specifically about which ones there are, but a lot of the ones that grow here are also food, like chickweed. So you can really just eat them as food first,
Yes.
which is great. And I do that a lot. So I guess, yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to hear a little bit more. We were talking earlier about I've been lucky enough to sample your gorgeous milky oats tincture. And I'd love to hear a little bit more about that journey with oats.
Well, let's see. That was interesting because oats is something that I grow as a cover crop for my soil. Like we were just talking about how to keep the fertility after one crop a cash crop is done. I put in a cover crop, and over winter I always do oats and vetch, or oats and clover, and yeah, last season was the first season that I actually harvested the oats at the milky stage. So it's the same oats as oatmeal and, oats
Porridge,
that people eat. But yeah, porridge. But before the seed has actually ripened, it goes through this milky stage, which is like a 5 to 7 day window, where if you squeeze the seed, all this milk comes out. It's so beautiful. It's literally just beautiful white milk. And if you tincture it at that point, then you capture it's nothing like oatmeal. It's so mineral rich and so full of silica and so full of it's like I was saying before, it's like mother's milk. I mean, it is so deeply nourishing. Because it's a nervine, it's interesting. It's like not a bitter. A lot of the nervines are like really bitter and like almost sort of stimulating. This is just like
tonic.
Oh yeah, tonic, exactly. And so yeah, that's a dream to be able to make that medicine. Yeah,
very, very special.
It is.
As you said, it's a very special medicine because it's so hard for like big scale manufacturers aren't able to capture that window and they mostly use dried herbs for tincturing. So that beautiful fresh magic from that tiny 5-day window you said that you harvest and getting that magic from.
Yeah. And it is so magic because, you get to like, even the seeds, they have these tiny little pieces of pollen. Each one of them has like 2 or 3 little pieces of pollen on them, which large scale manufacturers would never, the pollen would just fall off. You'd never even get it. And so it's got so much vibration in it as a fresh herb still, just like, it's something that really has blown my mind about small scale, handcrafted herbal medicine versus large scale. Yes. It's like 2 completely different things. They taste different and they work so differently. I mean, some of the things that I've made, I only need like a drop and I can feel the vibration go through my body immediately. It's so different to some of the stuff that, I bought like at an herbalist where I need like dropperfuls just to make an effect. Yes. It's so amazing.
It is. And you've already had that journey of growing, watching that plant, grow and then harvesting and then, being with that plant in all different guises before you even pop that drop on. So you are so open to that medicine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And with really the milky oats, are you popping the grain in whole before your maceration?
Yeah, just put the whole thing into a bottle with with alcohol. Yeah.
We were talking about, you have a beautiful video on your Instagram of the squeezing and the latex coming out, and it's just this beautiful, as you said, like mother's milky liquid coming out. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. Yeah.
Another one that I want to chat about that I know that you're working with that's quite topical for this time of year is echinacea.
Yeah. That's one that I used to grow just as a cut flower, believe it or not. Like, I had no idea. I always knew that echinacea was good for immune systems and whatever, but it never really occurred to me to make my own medicine out of it. I just grew it as a cut flower because it's absolutely stunning and it keeps for so long. It's an ideal cut flower. But so I happen to have like 2-year-old and 3-year-old plants because I was growing them for cut flowers. So I happen to have echinacea tincture from the roots, the leaves, and the flowers ready to go. And it's, again, it is nothing like echinacea tincture you've ever had. It is so delicious. When I made it, it came out pink. The roots and it was just, the liquid was pink. It was so beautiful.
Wow.
It's really, really potent, strong medicine.
And are you always fresh plant tincturing, Sasha?
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the benefit of tinctures is like you're encapsulating, if you can, you're getting that fresh plants while it's in season. So definitely fresh.
You can be a lot more seasonal with it. Yeah. I know that you're also working with chamomile. Has that been something you've been working with for a while?
Yeah, I started growing chamomile again as a cut flower quite a few years ago.
Yes.
And then I have always just dried it as, just for tea because I love chamomile tea. And it's so, again, like so different to the chamomile you get in the store. Like it is so vibrant and fresh and sweet and bitter. And it's so unbelievably delicious. I started making chamomile tincture, which isn't that common, I guess. But I really love it. I find it really useful and really delicious.
And again, fresh plant chamomile tincture is just a different thing to dried plant chamomile tincture.
Yeah, I bet.
So different.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it really is yummy.
What do you love about
it? Again, is so powerful. Just drop dosing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I agree, really. That fresh chamomile plant tincture just has that vibration that you need so little.
Yeah, you really don't need much. It's amazing.
So beautiful. And finally, I think California poppy.
Yep. I've got lots of, again, it was a cut flower that I grew for years.
Yes.
And, someone told me years ago, someone was like, I'm pretty sure that's really medicinal and you could probably like dry it and, make tea with it or something. I never did it. And then when I started on this journey with herbs, I was like, oh my gosh, I actually grow so many of these and already know what to do with them, like know how to grow them. It's not a problem. So the tincture is, fresh leaves and flowers. And it's really powerful and it's really yummy. It's also a nervine, so that one's quite bitter, which is nice, I think. I really like the poppy a lot.
Have these herbs sort of come in as succession, or do they all just kind of, that you all started increasing your expansion of herbal plants in amongst your veggies all at once?
Well, I guess it all depends on what time of year it is for them.
Yes.
So with the echinacea, in summer, I gathered all the leaves and the flowers and tinctured that portion of it. And then I've just recently dug the roots and tinctured that portion. So, that whole medicine is now come together. And then
Yes.
California poppy was last winter, and so was the chamomile. And now, and I've also done loads of other stuff. I just haven't gotten the products out there yet, but I've got like Tulsi, which I did over summer. That was amazing. Tulsi tincture is unbelievable.
Oh, I bet working with Tulsi was next level.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's so yummy. And also, what else have I got going on? Sorry, my phone just rang. I got distracted.
No, that's okay.
So Tulsi and I've done heaps of different things. Like I've got vervain going. I've got all kinds of things now that are like tincturing right now. So it's just a process, but I just tincture them as they come on, basically. So as soon as they're ready, I'm doing it. Motherwort's coming next. Yeah, lemon balm. I've done loads of lemon balm and chickweed. Right now I'm just like, it's all about chickweed. I'm just doing chickweed because there's so much of it.
Yes,
It's
and are you
crazy.
doing chickweed tincture or chickweed oil?
Both, but the tincture is really exciting because, I don't know, it's such a watery plant. It's really fun to see how, each plant like kind of, I guess, might be better off with more alcohol or less alcohol.
Yes.
And I'm really loving learning about how, like with the chickweed, it's so watery. And so it's like, I don't know, there's something about the way it is tincturing that I'm loving. It's really beautiful. I don't know.
And have you worked with chickweed internally yourself yet?
Yeah, I've just started with the tincture. But as far as, again, it's just such a food. I've just been drinking the tea every day and also eating it constantly. I'm so into it. So yummy.
And what do you like?
Killer chickweed dips.
Oh, yum. What do you like about using chickweed internally as a tincture?
Well, again, like I think because it's so watery, there's something that feels so like lubricating, I guess. It's just like, I just feel it so, it's just so opening and, I don't know, it's like, maybe I guess it's got lots of saponins in it, so it like breaks up. It's like soap. It works like soap to like break up all the, like congealed, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, detoxifying,
Yeah, I guess that's what it feels like. It's just, it's like, detoxifying. Good word for it. It's like flushing out, everything. And it just feels so perfect for this time of year when it's kind of
while also being hugely nutritive too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Gorgeous. I've loved hearing this, Sasha. So the herbs, are they, just to paint us a bit of a picture, have you got a dedicated kind of herb patch on the farm, or are they kind of woven in amongst veggies that you know will do well alongside them?
The way I've worked it so far, and I don't know if I'll change it in the future, but right now I've sort of broken it up between the annuals and the perennials. So I've got all the annuals woven in with the veggies because that's fabulous for, it also works for me for my crop plan to just do that way. And so like the chamomile and the California poppy and the burdock and stuff like that is interwoven with the veggies, and that looks really nice. And like the plantain, that's all in there. And then of course the chickweed is just growing everywhere.
Comes up
whenever I weed now, I'm like, oh, don't touch the chickweed. But then the perennials, I've got them in their own sort of area, just because then it's easier for me when I'm turning my beds over and cover cropping and that sort of stuff. But, some of the herbs I kind of have to figure out where their right spot is. 'Cause, like rosemary and thyme and I don't know, wood betony, there's certain herbs that that need it a little bit more dry or, Yeah, I'm just experimenting with areas like elder, I've got stuff going on everywhere. But for the most part, yeah, pretty much just split up into those two spots.
And have you found yourself kind of, planting out entire rows of single herbs, or kind of starting with one plant, or?
Yeah, I'm going hard. I've got huge rows of everything.
I love it.
Definitely.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear, Sasha, the theme of this podcast is self-care. And what I'd love to hear from you is how do you feel farming and working with plants affects your health mentally and physically, whether that's negatively or positively or a combination of the two?
Well, I think that farming in general is definitely, it's a hard job. And I think that it's a very hard job on the body. And it's very easy to overwork. And I think that people who are farmers tend to be that type of personality anyway. There's something about the madness that drives someone to be a farmer that makes them also a little bit of like the type A, kind of workaholic, like perfectionist. Yes. I don't know. It could be, I'm sure there's some farmers out there going like, no way, that's not me. Definitely I've come across, I think for me personally, yeah, it's really easy because I live at my work and I'm so passionate about it. It's really easy to overwork. And so what could be, so idyllic and beautiful and being outside in nature and, eating so well and all that can actually also be quite detrimental to my health, because it's so hard and I work so much and it's so hard to but it's so hard to balance, because, there's no work hours unless I set them. So I can do whatever I want. But at the same time, it's probably the most healthy environment outside, as that you could imagine. I get to be outside all day long. I get to be with plants. I get to be in the soil, and I'm, everything I do is organic, so I never come in contact with anything that's man-made or toxic, or it's beautiful. It's an incredible way to work. So yes, what was
No, you've done a beautiful job of answering the question. It was about the impact of farming and working with plants on your mental and physical health.
Yeah, and I definitely think that if I'm open to it, I've gone through so many phases with it. So it's all about where my headspace is. And so I think that the plants meet me where, they meet you where you're at. Like that's what I heard someone say that the other day, and I thought that was so perfect. It's like wherever you're at, they'll come to you where that is. And over the years, I've been so busy that I've missed the connection with them. And now that I'm aware of it, they're there still. And so it's a really, it can have a huge impact. It does have a huge impact on me, being around all of them and just being in their vibration. It's so special and so beautiful. And I'm so blessed. And even they don't have to be herbs. I mean, even a carrot it's incredible because, you just think like this plant just gave its life for me to eat this root, and it's so beautiful. It's so giving, and it's so delicious and so perfect. And I think that that's the message that plants give me over and over again. It's just this undying love and non-judgment and just so giving, so generous. Yeah.
Do you think you've experienced any shifts since that moment with Nettle and the pivot that you've made to working more closely with the medicinal herbs?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's an ongoing thing. But as far as it does kind of come back to the self-care um, theme that I think they're such a great role model for us, plants and herbs. Just that they're so loving, no matter what. They're so loving to us. They just have love to share, and they just have their gifts to share. And it's such a beautiful mirror for me to constantly come back to, that no matter what, it's really about self-love and love, and that's been the message, I feel like, that I get a lot of the time is, no matter what, they're always willing to share their gifts with us in such a generous, loving way.
I love that. You're looking in the mirror every day when you're working with the plants.
Yeah, exactly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, there's so many that you're working with at the moment after having started with just the nettle and the lemon balm. I'm wondering at the moment, is there one particular herb that's having the biggest impact on you?
Well, I was going to say nettle because it's growing so well right now. It's everywhere, and I get to harvest nettle almost once every 3 days. I get to, stock up on her right now, and it's I just feel like nettle's so deeply nourishing, especially for women. I don't know. It's so, it's blood medicine. It's just so nourishing and so delicious, and also so wild. I think that's what is so great about her, is that she's just like this wild woman, and it's just, I love that. But, the one that sprung to mind when you said that actually is burdock. Even though I have never ever dug the roots or actually tasted burdock, I'm growing it for the first time. And there's something about this plant that is like magnetic. You walk by it and you just want to be like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's just got these great big leaves and it just glows. So I'm quite excited about the burdock, actually.
Tell us a little bit about burdock's growing habits.
So it's really grows quite well. I think it may be similar to the way that dock grows, although it doesn't really look like dock, but it's got that deep taproot. It goes deep down, and it's got this big, broad leaf. And it's just it just grows so well here. It seems to roll with the punches. I mean, it doesn't mind the wet at all, and it doesn't mind the cold, and it just looks so beautiful, so deep green.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and when will you be able to harvest burdock?
Right before it flowers. So I'm assuming it'll probably send up a flower in spring.
Ah, okay. And you're going to be tincturing the root?
Yeah, I'm going to tincture the root, and I'll dry the root as well for tea.
And what are you hoping for when you start to work with burdock internally?
Well, I guess I'm also, actually, I should say too that burdock is also one of those plants that's also a food. So I think in Japan they use it quite a lot just in food.
Do you know what sort of recipes they use burdock in?
I think I've actually I couldn't say, actually. I don't know. But I'm sure I've had it once before, actually, in rice or something.
Okay.
Yeah, or even maybe in sushi. Yeah, in sushi. I can't remember now, but yeah, I'm excited to try it. I imagine it's like a parsnip or a carrot or something like that.
Yes.
So I'll probably do that a lot to start with, just eating it and tasting it that way. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love burdock, similar to chickweed in that kind of beautiful detoxifying, ulcerative, supporting the skin and the detox pathways, and also like beautiful for promoting healthy bowel motions and all of those sorts of things.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. It seems
Yeah.
like another one that would be really good for women as well. Like, I feel like I would eat it if I was pregnant. I would just eat it all the time or something. It would just be
I
so,
love I love how your journey begins with, of course, planting and harvesting, but then that gentle introduction of consuming the herb as food where you can.
yeah. Yeah, I know. It's really fun. It's a really fun way to
Mm,
learn about herbs, actually. It's really
mm,
cool to be able to
yeah.
start with, oh, this is what the seed looks like, and this is how it grows, and
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
And
fun.
with nettle, what are some of your favorite ways to eat nettle these days?
Oh my gosh, just steamed. It is so
Ah,
yummy. You can just
yes.
steam it and it's just takes all the sting away. And then you can
Mm,
really taste it. And if you just eat steamed nettle and rice, or steamed
mm,
nettle and in miso soup, or I don't know, just on its own,
mm,
even with a
mm.
dip on the side or something like that. You could do steamed nettle and a chickweed dip. And
Yes. Yes.
it's just so yummy. I love it. I can just eat bowls of it. It's got this
Yes.
just intense, wild, rich flavor that's just like, oh,
Mm,
you just can't get enough of it sometimes. It's
mm.
so
I
delicious.
always feel like it's a bit of a herbal multivitamin.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just so packed full of beautiful nutrients and minerals.
Oh, yeah, it is. And
Mm,
yeah, so I would just steam it, or you can make it into like a dip, because when you pulverize it in a blender, it takes away all those stings.
mm.
So that's really nice. I know people use it as like a spinach replacement. You can do,
Put it in a pie or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
anything.
Mm,
Or tea. It's so yummy just as a
mm,
herbal tea. It just is so
mm,
delicious and sort of creamy, and
mm,
yeah.
mm. Are there any other medicinal herbs that are kind of finding their way onto your plate in this season?
Definitely chickweed
Yes.
every
Yeah.
day.
And
And
in chickweed,
there's,
do you mainly use as a kind of salad green or as a dip, or are you doing that like steamed as well?
yeah, I haven't done it steamed so much. It's got a real earthy flavor that is yummy, but it almost
Mm,
tastes like dirt in a way. Like, it's not in a bad way, but it's like, I don't know. It's not the best steamed I've found. It's really good in soups and stuff like that. It kind of just
yes.
blends into everything.
Yes.
But yeah, I really love it in tea, and I also really like it as a green in pesto or a dip.
Yes.
It makes the
Yeah.
best pesto.
Mm, mm.
So I just eat it like that all the time, or in salad.
I know. And it's so
Yeah.
giving at this time of year, isn't it? It's like everywhere you look, there's
It's
chickweed.
it's so amazing, it's
Yes.
just so beautiful. Again, like
Mm,
how giving the plants are, that pretty much everyone right now could go out their front door and find chickweed.
yes.
And it's just like so good for you, so good for
Mm,
so many different things. And yeah,
mm,
it's really
mm.
amazing.
Yum.
So that's really
Delicious.
good. And what else? There's a wild lady's mantle that grows here, that
Ah,
I'm so intrigued by, that I've been
wow.
working with a little bit.
I've never seen
It's
lady's mantle. What does a lady's mantle plant look like?
it's well, the traditional, it's called Alchemilla milliforium or something like that. It's like got quite a large leaf that's almost like a hand, and um, these beautiful, sort of weird looking yellow flowers. And that's like the lady's mantle. And it has quite a large leaf, and the way you know it is because it collects dew all over its
Oh,
leaf, in a just a stunning pattern. And so I guess it has quite an affinity for the kidneys, because it's got that watery aspect.
mm,
But the one here is not really, it's much smaller, and it sort of sprawls around. It's weird. Like, you see it everywhere, but there's only like one leaf here and one leaf there. And because it's not
oh,
cultivated,
yes.
yeah, it's a little bit more sprawling
Mm,
and wild. But
mm.
it's lady's mantle. It has a different second scientific name, but
Yes. Yeah. How
yeah, that
interesting.
one's really cool. I've been working with that a little bit.
Mm,
And that one I found really, really beautiful. It's got that astringent quality that kind of like tonifies.
yes.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Mm,
And there's also lots of wild gatu kola. I guess I'm into the wild crafting stuff.
So many,
yeah,
isn't there?
lots of gatu kola.
Yes. And how do you love gotcha kola in meal?
Yeah, I like it in salads. I like that flavor. It's kind of amazing. Yeah.
Really yummy.
Yeah, it is. And what else? There's a wild vervain that I'm working with. That's really exciting. It's a beautiful. So instead of like the blue vervain that Verbena hastata, it's actually Verbena officinalis. And it's like a very slender, tall, small purple flower, very bitter. And I find that like the other morning, my husband woke up with a migraine. He just slept weird or something. He had this horrible migraine. I just went right out and got some verbena, made this tea, and his migraine was gone within 15 minutes. It really works. It's so
just the leaves,
cool. Leaves and flowers.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know. It's really powerful.
How exciting to be discovering all of these little ones all around.
I know. And so exciting to be like, oh, can I, like, I know it's verbena, but can I, like, will it work? And then just being like, oh, let's just try it.
Trust,
why not?
trust.
Trust, exactly.
Absolutely. I feel like you're so in tune that you're kind of listening and you would hear that message if it was like,
Yeah, I do too. And I think, like, weirdly enough, like, the plants definitely tell you. If you go up to them and you say, like, can I pick you? They often, like, wave and they're like, yeah, like, so excited. Use me. This is what it's all about. I'm so excited to share my gifts.
How beautiful. How beautiful. Oh, Sasha, this has been such a lovely conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your passion and your joy and your connection with the land around you and the plants that you're growing and working with.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so honored that you considered having me. It's really nice.
It's been
so fun
lovely
to see you and catch up with you.
I know. And I was wondering, would you like to share some ways that people can connect with you and find how they can get their hands on some of your delicious medicines and produce?
Thank you. Yeah. So I'm pretty low key at the moment, but I do have an Instagram account. The farm is called Green Goddess Farm. And I've got all my products on there. You can private message me for stuff, or I do have an Etsy store as well. And that's Green Goddess Farm. It's Green Goddess Farm Herbals. Otherwise, our stuff, like our produce is always at Swan Bay in Kyogle, and then we tend to go to Lismore from time to time. But if you follow my Instagram, you'll see where it all goes. So
and I'll pop all that in the show notes so people can connect with you and get their hands on some of your beautiful things if they're local.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Sasha.
All right. Well, have a great day. And I'll catch up with you whenever we do next.
Thanks, Sasha. Bye. I'm so glad you tuned into this episode of Self-Care with Herbs, a segment of the Elder Tree podcast. The Elder Tree is a non-profit dedicated to putting the medicine in the hands of the people through grassroots herbal education and earth skills, weaving a strong community of herbalists, healers, and plant folk in Australia. If you'd like to dive a little deeper, you can head over to our Patreon, The Elder Tree Trove, to access special content from our podcast guests. I hope you found something in this episode that has inspired you to begin to lean into those plant allies and to experience your practice of self-care blossoming and blooming. I look forward to sharing more ways you can weave plant medicine into your days next month.